The writing did seem to be on the wall. So the first time we're going to be talking about it since it's happened.
Yeah, of
Nick
course.
de Vries.
By the way, of course, this happened like 6 minutes after we released the last podcast.
I remember you guys just phoned me. I've got it straight in. Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo, Nick de Vries. What do we make of it? Alex, first of all, like de Vries getting dropped, do you think it was the right call? First and foremost.
Before that, I do think a lot of people are really like mugging de Vries off here because everyone is on this Danny Ricciardo train. Some guy's just lost his job and he's lost his dream. And let's be honest, he's probably not going to get back to where he's not probably going to get back to F1. So that is absolutely, genuinely so upsetting. Was it the right call? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know whether it's the car or if Yuki's faster, but de Vries, it just, for him, weren't happening. But Danny Ricciardo coming in is amazing because, you know, he's a character, he's a great driver, but I do think it's like smoke and mirrors for a lot of what's going on. And I think there was a lot more better drivers than Danny Ricciardo. If we're being completely honest, you know, coming up through the ranks, you can have F2 drivers.
Also, when you say better, what are you like better in terms of better potential or do a better job?
Do a better job, better potential and better in the long run. Okay. But with Danny Ricciardo, I do think it's a big, not act, because I'm not going to take that away from Danny Ricciardo, but I think it's because Red Bull are so dominant and they're so boring in terms of like, oh, okay, Max is going to win. Okay, this is Red Bull. The entertainment factor's there. Danny Ricciardo's gone to Red Bull. Okay, De Vries might be going, so Red Bull might be putting him back in, which means, oh my God, next season he's going to take Perez's seat. I think it's all for entertainment purposes. I don't actually think that's ever going to happen.
We are talking about it a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it makes any sense at all. But Danny Ricciardo, in terms of entertainment factor and driving, I think it's great. Maybe it boosts the morale a little bit of the team, but I don't see that as a long like standing position for Danny Ricciardo.
I'm really interested to see how it works out, to be fair, because like obviously off the back of McLaren, being honest, shit show in terms of performances, but there is like the one thing he does have is there's absolutely pretty much no pressure. In my opinion.
Yeah. Exactly.
All he's got to do is beat Yuki Tsunoda half the time, I reckon, and people would go, well, at least he's doing better than De Vries.
No, he just needs to get points. He just needs to be better than De Vries. That's literally
I think points is a huge ask, though.
Because
look at where the AlphaTauri
that's what I'm saying. So that's even less pressure because the AlphaTauri is awful.
If he got 2 points finishes the rest of the season, he smashed it. Because you're driving a Flintstone car. You know what I mean?
It's going to be, it's reliant, isn't it, on... You've got now that McLaren have joined the party, seemingly, right? They've jumped up. Aston Martin is still up there. You've got like 5 teams now. You've almost got that top 10. As long as they don't have technical gremlins, that top 10 is pretty much.
And Alpine are right there as well.
But you say that it's just like, okay, the top 10 might be there, but in terms of strategy, it's like you said a minute ago, it's been a shit show for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So
there's opportunities,
there is opportunities to get in there.
It looks like it might be raining in Hungary this weekend as well.
Again, what's going on?
Sticky circuit as well.
Yeah.
It's like a warm...
Humid as fuck. Like,
So look, he just needs to get points.
When you say you think there were drivers better suited than Ricciardo...
Liam Lawson. Thiago Pourchaire.
Yeah.
I just feel like
that would be crazy. I don't know if that's possible.
But I just like him. I just like him.
Could have paid for him. Yeah.
But I just feel like in terms of the long run, like you're binning off Nick de Vries after what is it, 10, 11 races?
10 races.
10 races.
Do you think that's harsh or
big time?
Yeah.
But that's Helmut Marko's mindset is nuts. You either do the job we're telling you to do and do it, or you're out.
Yeah.
Which means Perez, okay, I'm gonna say not next year after he's gone.
Yeah.
Even the pressure's on Max Verstappen because everyone's under this impression that it's Max's team. No, it's the fastest driver's team. And that's what we've seen from all these decisions being made, right? So, yeah, I just feel like it's ruthless. You would never get that at Mercedes, even with the whole Schumacher thing. Like he's like, we'll give you a job over here. It's all right, we'll keep you sweet. Red Bull don't mess around.
I've got a quote from Christian Horner. So asked about...
slam it to the left, shake it to the right.
If he always had reservations about De Vries, and he said, yes, Nick is a very capable driver, F3 and F2 champion. He's got a lot of experience, but he's not a young driver. I just didn't see how he fit in the junior program, which again, like this decision came from Helmut. This decision came from Red Bull, not Red Bull Racing, to get De Vries in the first place. And that's where this
was that from Christian Horner?
That was from Christian Horner.
So
Christian wasn't backing it. But
he never backed it. He was like,
but why is he even commenting if it's coming from Red Bull and not Red Bull Racing?
Well, that just
goes to show what the motive is. Whoever was sitting in that AlphaTauri seat should be in line for the Red Bull seat. Because if he's got, why are you talking about it, bruv? Go focus on Max and Checo.
Yeah.
So that's where you can see there's definitely something going on there. So that's why I think Liam Lawson should have been sitting in the AlphaTauri.
Because Christian Horner unofficially does have like a say over the AlphaTauri driver, even though like Helmut's the one who officially does, because so all the drivers are contracted to Red Bull. All the AlphaTauri and all the Red Bull drivers have always been contracted to Red Bull, not Toro Rosso or Red Bull Racing. So that means that they can do these swaps, whether it's Kvyat out for Verstappen or Hartley out for Gasly or whatever, right? That's how they've always done it, to make their lives a bit easier. But I mean, you were thinking Lawson as well when we talked about this last week.
Yeah,
I was the only one who said Ricciardo. I'm pretty sure.
The only thing I get with Ricciardo, that's real knowledge. The only thing I get with Ricciardo is like, at the end of the day, it is vast experience that you can maybe utilize to make Yuki Tsunoda quicker, and maybe utilize to make that actual AlphaTauri quicker for next season. If it's a short term thing, I actually don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of useful information that Daniel Ricciardo has that you can utilize to make next season a better season. But if Daniel Ricciardo is still in that AlphaTauri next season, it just doesn't really make that much sense to me when you've got Liam Lawson there.
Exactly. And I also feel like Netflix might have been tapping up someone saying, hey, look, that's a bit boring this season, isn't it? Let's get Dan Ricciardo back. Yeah. All right, sweet. Is all this. That's unofficial, by the way. That's just me making that up. But who knows?
I mean, they're not going to be unhappy, are they? Box Films are not going to be unhappy about this.
I don't think Nick De Vries was a main character in All or Nothing. In All or Nothing, in Drive to Survive. That's all I'm going to say. So,
I wonder if they'll cover this in the Apex GP film.
What it's going to be.
Yeah, because De Vries was there at
what's going on over there? Don't worry about that. Just Dan Ricciardo's back.
They're going to have to superimpose Daniel Ricciardo's face onto the British footage.
You just know the episode, right, with Nick De Vries going out, it's going to be, how you doing, mate? I'm back. That's literally literally going to be.
To be fair, there's been like barely any coverage. Like the team AlphaTauri barely tweeted about De Vries. F1 barely tweeted about De Vries.
I think that's so bad.
A lot of people found that quite disrespectful, which I understand.
I think that's quite disrespectful because, like, at the end of the day, like whether you think that he's done a good job in the first 10 races of the season or not, he's still been an employee, and like you said earlier, this is a massive emotional barrier now in terms of his like racing career. Bro, the least you could do is go thank you for his service. Send him a tweet, like say goodbye, give him a video or something.
Do it on the toilet, like it's fine.
Anything like
it happens all the time. Like, so I've been in position in terms of like radio where 1 minute I'm doing one show, and next minute I'm not doing it, and like everyone's celebrating all these other people. Oh my god, this celebrity's got a show. But you're here like, I ain't got a job now. Like, so that's where I kind of feel like I kind of relate to him a little bit, where it's like, this is actually really, really upsetting because his dream is done. I'm sorry, you don't. Who else has been dropped after bar Alex album? Who else has been dropped in like last? Karen didn't get back on, did he really?
The thing is as well,
and Alex had 2 full seasons to at least give more evidence that, and he was young, a lot younger than as well.
10 races at age 28. It's a
look, listen, Formula E champion, F2 champion, like he will have a career in motorsport. There's plenty of drivers. You have Marcus Ericsson doing bits in IndyCar after he got destroyed by Leclerc at Alfa Sauber. You've got Hartley, Grosjean, like Hartley in Le Mans. Like he's been on the podium.
Le Mans.
Oui, oui.
That's the full extent of my French. Done. Been and done. But the race. Oh yeah. Come on, pie.